Hello, and welcome back to the continuing adventures of my Blastoise wizard as he treks through the dungeon. As much as Vehement would like it to end in Hellfire, I would like it to end in Cocytus. That is right, this is a freeze mage, as determined by the first book I picked up and the second book I was gifted. All so far is going well, run's been pretty successful. I side-graded into stabbing at one point when I was unclear about my future prospects for actual blasting power, but as you can see, that came back with a vengeance, and now I'm doing just fine. Cleared the lair. Go ahead and drop these books here while I'm at it, and ready to continue on my merry way. I should probably say that at some point I intend to learn Control Blink and Necromutation and just go full-on Lich form probably. I haven't made up my mind whether I want to do post-endgame with this character or not. I just really want to win the game again, or at least have a successful wizard, which to my mind means getting a reasonable distance into lair, probably. Or lair no, forget lair, sorry, that's not the right word. I like to clear the lair and clear Orcish Mines. Once I've done that, I feel like it's been a successful-ish run, and how much more I do depends on, you know, how much time, energy, and effort I'm willing to put into it. At this point, I'm still... Poison Arrow. How do you not get Poison Arrow? And Ice Storm is now on the menu. Okay, so here's the deal. We're going to go ahead and memorize Poison Arrow. Yes, I don't care if it's somewhat tricky. Holy crap, that hurt like the odds Dickens. They weren't kidding about the book striking back. Alright. Go ahead and get Poison Arrow. So now I have several high-level spells. Poison Stripe, Ice Stripe, and Neutral Stripe, Orb of Destruction. So I can hit a wide variety of enemies. In fact, this guy... Go ahead and switch Poison or Orb of Destruction to the correct letter. This guy is definitely a candidate for Orb Death. Hunger status, of course, is reasonable for actually even Orb of Destruction is quite reasonable. I'm going to continue training spellcasting till 20, I guess, just for extra spell levels, and honestly, I want this mana bar to be in the high 40s or mid 40s, just because I feel like the amount of training it takes to go from 42 to 50 may not be as worth it, but yeah. Once it gets sufficiently high, I'm going to start worrying about other stuff. Definitely want nice spread of ice going here. That's all of you guys. Oh, you guys are still here, aren't you? You know what? You're still alive, and that bugs me. So there, you're poisoned now. Deal with it. So yeah, so that's the overall game plan running for this character as we speak. Oh yeah, I've also been having constant burden issues on account of having way more food than I know what to do with. And yet I still am taking great pains to get hungerless spellcasting going. Weird, right? It's just indicative of one way in which I know I play in an improper manner and don't care. Okay, I did not mean to get burdened, but I apparently did, so let's just fix that now, shall we? Yeah, I was worried about that. So this guy, the Artificer, naturally carries a lot of poison potions on hand. I say naturally, but I honestly don't know what the connection is. I'm just going to eat these oranges for a while, just to cut down on... we're going to ditch the pears, the bananas, and hell, the honeycombs, and just carry a stack of oranges for my fast food. Fast as in quick to eat, not, you know, fast food as in fast food. Alright, that's a definite candidate for an Ice Blast. Between Ice Blast and Ice Beam, or Bolt of Ice, I should say, I can tend to hit 2 to 5 enemies per shot because they're oriented differently, and which I use is as much dependent on my whim in the moment as what the situation looks like to me. Suffice it to say that for most enemies, most of the time, the decision is not an important one. Completely resists. Why am I not reading this carefully? Phantom, here, just take a melee range thing to the face. That should end you. And I can actually hit directly with the Staff of Conjuration now and deal reasonable damage since my Conjuration skill is high. At least I think that's how it works. Either that or I just got some really good lucky hits. Just peg you with Magic Dart. Blast you with Cold. Ignore the flesh. Blast you with Cold. But yeah, that's all I'm going to be doing for, most likely for this vid, is just getting to floor 12 or something like that. Just digging my way in a little bit deeper. Lose the bread rations. Drop a fire and start doing some orbs of destruction. Beautiful. Am I wearing just ring mail of resist electricity? Alright, that's fine. What are we working with here? No, just ignore it, please. Alright, next floor. This one's cleared. Just spamming my ice spell, and despite the hunger status, not making a difference. Yeah. You just ignore the might potion, ignore the apple, it's fine. Oh, that's a Goliath beetle zombie. Just go ahead and de-ice it. Alright, isolated floor, so let's go ahead and check the next one. Definitely want to go upstairs at this point because of the number of enemies. And we'll just ice blast a couple times. And because we're at melee range with the Hungering Ghost, might as well just blast it with a hunger-causing spell. You, come upstairs. You guys die to an ice cloud and an ice beam. There we go. Ice, much like fire, is an elemental and therefore somewhat less actually much less effective against undeads than even fire is. It's a very good reason to not prefer ice to fire. Drop the wand of flame because I carry a wand of fire. Hang on to the other new wand. Eat the ration off the floor because I have too much food as it is. Bone wand on you. It's a wand of tele. Okay, I now have a wand of heal and a wand of teleportation. That's some pretty solid basis right there. You, come closer. Okay. Ice trap. I think that's everything. Yeah, that's all the exits. So next floor. We're just gonna back away at first, and that should give me enough room for a really good ice cloud or two. Get another one off in this direction, and then just do an ice beam to finish the jobs. Oh god, the one enemy who does not care about all I just did is there. You, have an orb to the face. I know this is bothering him. There we go, he's dead now. I wonder if using a beam of cold past a square of fire reduces its range by 1. I know it can eliminate the fire underneath, and I know clouds of either type can negate clouds of the other, but I don't know how it interacts with the beam weapon, if it's range related or not. Whatever the deal though, I'm clearly just flying at this point through all of this without actual flight. Ditch the potion of might, take the chunk of the adder, ditch whatever you need to make that work because I don't want to go around without anything else. You know, let's lose the blowgun plus Cure Ari at this point. I don't particularly care. That's a potion of Cure Mutation. I'm going to dump it right back where I found it, along with the Scroll of Amnesia. These are tactical tools that I want to save for a tactical moment. I will also never be using a Scroll of Silence in this game with any luck, since doing so as a mage typically means all has gone to hell anyway. Alright, that's a clear. I'm going to use a near melee range Orb of Destruction. Just blast him. Now this looks like one fine how do you do waiting to happen. And I can't... What the hell? Let's just open the door. Let out the horrors. And definitely make sure that we have a fire up. In fact, fire might just be the easiest way to deal with these guys. Alright, the undead are dead. Or re-undead. Or un-undeaded. Undead or dead would be the undead or un-undeaded, I suppose. New book. Book of Clouds. I actually have almost all of these memorized already, which is great. Evaporate, which is removed from the game later on, I do not have, but, you know, I never used it before, and it's not in the game after, so there's that. I'll go ahead and test drink this. Potion of Degeneration. I no longer am scared of test drinking potions because I have a Cure Mutation, which means if I came across a Potion of Mutation, I would likely try to drink it just to see what happened. Alright, I need to ID this amulet at some point. Well, let's go ahead and ditch these scrolls of enchant armor. I can always come back for them if I have a piece of armor meriting. Actually, I have that hat of intelligence, don't I? I wouldn't mind getting that up to snuff. Ditch the extra, though. In case I see troll leather armor or something I like, I can come back for it. Making liberal use of this, okay, this might be a dig wand. Yep, it's a dig wand. That's a definite keeper. Let's ditch the... Never mind, just eat an apple. And blow this stuff up. I'll just go ahead and put a fire on that. Ditch all of these enchant scrolls. Ooh, new cloak. Awesome. I don't think I have one yet. It's an elven cloak. Even better. Let's drop lightning and cold. Just hang on to the fire wand for some damage purposes. Lose the silence scroll because I don't like silence. How are we doing for training? Everything's going fine. Alright, next floor. Ditch the scroll of amnesia. We can always come back for it if I want it. Summon butterflies is just a nice all-rounder spell to hang on to, so we'll memorize that and then move on. You never know a situation where you'll suddenly want to have a screen against future damage. Let's go ahead and drop a poison cloud. Okay, never mind. Drop a poison cloud so that anything that was invisible is now visible or is now poisoned, and yeah. Oh, and wouldn't you know it, it actually affected somebody behind the screen. I think a big part of the reason I'm able to spam these spells as well as I can is because I chose to be a Vehumet worshipper and not a Sif Muna worshipper. Granted, this was a choice that was forced on me by circumstance, but even so. The advantage being I automatically am channeling back mana on death, rather than it being a manual decision that then drains my hunger stats further. Okay, now that I have the immediate threat off me, we'll just do one of these and finish the job. Oh, there's somebody right next to me. Stand on the flesh while eating up. Ignore what I can't pick with me. Drop G. Ignore the rest. Lift, drop, move on. Let's go ahead and cast some massive poison webs. Oh god, the entire place just started raining thanks to a miscast. Oh well. Not really a big deal at the end of the day. I have a lot of control. And these are really good spells for this point in the game, honestly. They might drop off later on in usefulness, but by then I'll have, hopefully, a sufficient access to amnesia scrolls and the like that it won't be a big deal to free up some spell levels. Okay, I'm really happy that I'm able to use my bolt spell as an at-will almost. It's bodes very well for when I hit the lair. This floor is complete, so one more. Ooh, distant snort. Magic mapping? Not present. Okay, let's try and find this Minotaur's lair. God damn it. Exactly the kind of guy I did not want to face. He's going to have massive resistance to ice. But I'm just going to be laying... Oh, wait, I have a poison arrow, don't I? Yes. Boom, instant kill. And now, he actually left behind a staff of ice, which is going to be more useful to me than Staff of Conjuration. Drop Staff of Conjuration. Ticking clock nearby. I wonder if that means that the Minotaur's lair is nearby. There is a decided probability that this is in fact so. I think this is just going to lead to the vaults, that area that I was in. So I'm moving to the side now to look around. Normally I would be recovering MP first, but I'm just taking my chances that I'll be okay in exchange for getting to look further. Ooh, awesome. I love the Amulet of Conservation. We'll hang on to that. I might have to test this amulet out. Oh god. It's a Hellion. This is just painful. It's a Hellion island. Just close that door and get away and hope the Hellion... I don't think Hellions can chase you off their island, which is good. Second one to heal wounds. Unfortunately, none of these things are Minotaur's lair, which is what I really want right now before it closes. Hasn't given me a warning message about the Minotaur's lair in a while at this point, so I don't know if it's there or not. There! In we go. And I am very hungry, so pop a ration. And this is a good enough place to stop. We'll continue in the Minotaur's lair later, because Lord knows those are always very long and tedious for me. Thank you all for watching. I will see you guys shortly.